So you want to move to Virginia Beach and you want to get an idea of what it's like, not just the general stuff, some more details about what it's like to live in Virginia Beach so you can feel more like a local before you come. Well, this is what we're talking about today. 8 things you need to know before moving to Virginia Beach, and we're starting right now. Hey, my name is Sam Sansalone and I'm a real estate agent in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia Beach and the areas around Virginia Beach, and I do videos every week about living, doing stuff, just being in Virginia Beach and the areas around here. If you need help relocating into this area, my team and I can help you do that as well. I have my contact information in the description, and I'll do whatever I can to help you. So today we're talking about the 8 things that I think are important to know, little tidbits to help you get acclimated into living or moving into Virginia Beach. Watch to the end because I actually have a bonus one, kind of a unique surprise and a little bit of an education for if you do plan to move here. And so number 8 is the road system. It is awfully confusing in a lot of places. So if you look on a map, look at that belt across the middle. That's 264. Well, that divides the north side of Virginia Beach and the south side. You'll see, like on the north side, the road systems are not as complicated because you see a lot of north and south, some east and west. There is a lot of suburbia and a lot of roads that go through that area. But when you go to the south side, there are several places that even I've been here my whole life and I'm still confused and not know which road I'm on. There are some sections near a place called Lynn Haven Parkway, Rosemont Road, Holland Road. There's a whole section of corridor that the roads go east and they kind of cut down south and curve around. Then further down south than that, you've got places like Pungo and Blackwater, the country areas, all through Princess Anne and down that south section. That is like country and 2-lane roads. And so not only do you have lots of roads that wind, you also have other roads that are narrow or just individual, like 1 lane each way with ditches. So not only do you have to navigate where you're going, but often in addition to that, you've got more complicated road systems and a little bit more of a treacherous area further down south. And so if you notice, there is no interstate system on the south or southeastern section of the area. So you could be going from the southeastern corner towards Sandbridge, and that area down the southeastern corner all the way through takes you over 30 minutes or more to get across to the other side of the city. So people that live off of the interstate, far off away, they're doing a lot of suburbia driving, and so lots of stoplights, lots of stop and go, and because lots of the areas do look the same or similar in a lot of cases, it is easy if you're new here to get lost in all the traffic and all the roads. So please keep this in mind and make sure you know, like, just learn the map and learn those side streets as much as you can. And number 7, on the heels of that, shopping is accessible in lots of areas in Virginia Beach, and so if you live in a lot of places in Virginia Beach, you'll still be only like 5 to 10 minutes away from most shopping you're going to need. So for example, on the south and southeastern sections, plenty of shopping centers, Red Mill, Commons, Lansdowne. There are a lot of these pre-planned shopping areas that have big box stores in there, some local spots, some chains, Target, Walmart. They're scattered across the city, and so there are some places that you might not have as easy access, but within about 10-minute drive in most areas of Virginia Beach, you're going to have lots of your essentials and your moderate essentials covered, which goes back in line with the last one, which was because there are a lot of places that have lots of shopping in them. A lot of times if you're not from here, they might look very similar, and it makes the roads and driving often a little bit confusing. Now number 6 is the school systems, and you've probably heard a lot of talk about the school systems in Virginia Beach being in such high demand, and they are. You see the rankings on niche.com, greatschools.org. There are lots of schools in this area that are super high ranked. Ocean Lakes, Salem, Princess Anne, Cox, First Colonial are also up there too. But there are others too that don't get as much publicity that I think would be worth considering because there are lots of great houses in there, and I'm not totally convinced of the rankings and the way that they are online are a great, perfect indicator of how the school is. Now I'm not saying that every area in Virginia Beach is fine or every school is fine. I'm not saying the opposite either. What I'm saying is that I think there's just more to it than just relying on the school rankings themselves. So for example, talk to people that live, neighbors that live in those school districts, and see how they experience that area. Because there are some great school districts, and in those great school districts are some awesome houses, and you can get a better value in those places because you're not paying as much to be in the number 1 highest ranked school system in the area. Now, number 5 is the Vibe District. Now I wanted to talk specifically about the Vibe District because it is kind of an up and coming corner near the oceanfront. People love the oceanfront itself. People love being able to walk or get easy access to restaurants and things to do. Well, the Vibe District is just off of the beach, just enough to where it feels like it's kind of a far walk, and it can be. However, there are some restaurants and shops in this section section that if you live near this area called a place called Shadowlawn or areas called like Beach Borough, you're not too far away from the Vibe District. And places like this in here are commune. There's an ice cream shop called Lolly's in here. There are some restaurants that are popping up that are kind of bringing out the character and the personality of this Vibe District. And if you drive through the Vibe District, you see some artwork, you see murals on the side of the road. It's a very unique spot that I do think is up and coming a little bit, and it's creating some more value in this section near the oceanfront, because one of the things about the oceanfront is it can be very expensive to live, and if you do find a place that has like a pocket that has some value in it, I could see some more appreciation in those spots, and one of the spots is near this Vibe District. Now, if I'm doing a great job and you love my videos, please comment below. I would really appreciate that. Just say yes, doing a great job, Sam, or if you have any comments or things you want to add to the list, also comment below. Now, number 4 is the personalities here. So I don't want to say that there is one distinct personality here, but I do hear a lot of people from different cities and states talk about there is a little bit of a southern hospitality vibe here, and a lot of people will just say hello. So I think that's a positive here, but it's also something just to know that I've talked to people from different states that just don't say hello to each other, and then the first day they were here, 4 people waved to them. That doesn't surprise me if someone says that now, and so that might not be something that's your style, but if you do move here, get used to some of that. It's not super intense like it is in other places, but there is a touch of that in this area. Now, of course, you talk to anybody, you get their own experiences, like, people here are terrible, people here are angry. And then you get other people that are saying that people here are the best ever. But over time, I've talked to a lot of people that are from other places and coming here, and I've gotten a good sense, I feel like, of just a general experience of what people can expect. And number 3 is the outdoor scene here, namely the parks. There are over 200 publicly funded parks in the city of Virginia Beach, which is wild. Every time I say that, it's hard to just comprehend. There's a lot of parks here. They could be as small as like a little neighborhood park with a swing and some green space, or you have massive parks like First Landing State Park in the northeastern corner. Massive, the whole northeastern corner is taken up by this park, or like places like I've talked about many times, Mount Trashmore, which is a big mound of trash or a landfill, but it's a big green space with running trails. Other places are like Munden Point Park, which has a disc golf course in the southeastern corner of Virginia Beach, and it is a massive, expansive park, great for parties, great for disc golf, and it's near the water too. And another disc golf course that's in Bayville Farms Park in the northwestern corner of the city. You've got Red Wing Park, you've got Providence Park. I spent so much time in my childhood at Woodstock Park that was right off of the main road, and it felt like it was super secluded at the same time. Baseball field. It's awesome to have all these accessible parks so close to wherever you might be living, and so you're only about a few minute drive or sometimes a walk or bike ride to a lot of these parks because there are so many in the city. Now, number 2 is the lack of the neighborhoods with sidewalks. I have so many people asking me about where are the houses and the neighborhoods that have sidewalks in the streets. Now, they exist. There are places, especially in the southeastern and southern corners, where there are more planned subdivisions with those sidewalks. But the reality is this is an older city, and with older cities, sometimes they didn't plan for the same things that we might find common now. And so in the 50s and the 60s, you'll see some neighborhoods in the northern side of Virginia Beach with sidewalks, but not a ton. They're not prevalent. And so some of the best neighborhoods in the entire area don't have sidewalks. And so the question is, well, can I walk in the street, or can I do anything in the street? Well, the answer is yes. A lot of these streets are so quiet and don't have a lot of cars driving through there or very fast that it is okay in a lot of places to do that. That being said, you still have to be aware and be watchful of traffic, and especially if you're closer to a main road. So I'm not saying don't pay attention, it's just that it is very common to not have sidewalks, but a lot of people, like I live in a neighborhood that does not have sidewalks, and there are people, I'd say every 30-45 minutes, there's someone walking their dog, going for a walk, going for a run, something like that, to where it's very common. I grew up in a neighborhood that also did not have a sidewalk and did the exact same thing. But if you want an area that has sidewalks, the more common areas that have them are the south and southeastern sections of the area that have those planned subdivisions in them, just because they're newer and that was part of a more common thing in newer houses. But you'll see them scattered across the city, but it's just not super common. And number 1 is the scarcity of new construction. So if you do plan to move here, live here, and you want to build a new house, there are plenty of areas in the country that have great opportunity for new construction. This is not always one of them. And so especially under the $600,000 price range and like $650,000 or so, it is extremely hard right now to find new construction. Prices are super high, scarcity is there, and so if you do plan on getting new construction, you might need to go into a different city, or you might not be able to get a new construction right now, or buy a lot and just wait for a while because they're just not super common. So if you go in the $700,000-800,000 price range, you'll see some, but even still, it's just not very common right now. And my bonus one that I think is really helpful if you do plan to move here is the element of a frog. What is a frog? A frog is a finished room over a garage. And so when you go into a lot of these houses here, you see that garage and you see a room, like a window that popped up over the top of the window, over the top of the garage. That is what's considered a frog, and they call it that finished room over the garage. And so what is this thing? It's a big room. It's like a bonus room, and it has a ceiling that is often unique shaped, not the same as the rest of the house. And so houses normally have 8 or 9 foot ceilings. These are cut in unique angles and ways, so it feels big in a lot of cases because it has a taller often ceiling, but because of the angles of the ceiling, sometimes doesn't feel as big because you're not able to use the entire room because of how the ceiling is shaped. So if you see a house, for example, that has a 4-bedroom or a 5-bedroom listing, you might see that the 4th bedroom or the 5th bedroom is the frog. Another drawback to these frogs is the closet space. So you are connected to a lot of the attic, so you have some attic space that's coming off the room, but the closets themselves often are not big, and so you have a big room with not much closet space. However, when you see listings that might have 4 or 5 bedrooms in them, that 4th or 5th bedroom or 6th bedroom might be the frog. And so if you're expecting 4 true bedrooms or 5 true bedrooms, that frog might make you feel like you're not getting the exact thing you're looking for because it doesn't have the closet space or the same type of room that the rest of the house has in their bedrooms. But people do use it as a bedroom all the time. It's just that when you're looking for a house, you're not expecting that as your additional bedroom. Now, if you have any more questions about living or moving to this area, comment below or reach out to me. My contact information is in the description. My team and I can help you relocate into this area. I'll do whatever I can to help you, and I will see you on the next video.